Welcome everybody, I'm Wade Bradford, and today's segment is part of my ongoing series, Every Awesome 80s Movie. Today we're playing a little game called Could That Actually Happen? Featuring the film plot of My Bloody Valentine. And be careful if you want to continue watching because there are a lot of spoilers in this. And the reason why we're looking at My Bloody Valentine is because it features a slasher character, a villainous character who appears all over the place in this film. And so when I was watching it, I was wondering, could that actually happen? Could he be in all of those different places? So, who are we talking about? Well, the character Axel turns out to be the killer. So Axel is the bad guy. He has some serious mental problems because when he was a child, he witnessed his father being murdered by a miner. So that broke his brain a little bit. So our movie begins when two lovebirds wander down into a mine. When you watch it the first time, you don't know who this guy is. You don't know that it's Axel under there. So what does Axel do? Well, unfortunately, he picks up the girl, he impales her on a pickaxe, and then he takes out her heart. He takes that heart out of the mine, and at a certain point, he must stop by some kind of craft store because he gets an empty heart-shaped box, the kind you'd put chocolates in, and he puts the human heart inside that heart-shaped box. And here's the kicker. He gets some cellophane and he seals it up nice and tight so it's all professional-like. Then he takes the human heart to the dance hall and he addresses it to the mayor of the town. Then, presumably that morning, he goes to work and just does a normal, everyday kind of shift in the mine. That night, he sneaks into Mabel's laundry and he kills Mabel. Then he turns all of the heart decorations upside down because he doesn't like Valentine's Day. After that, he finds the time and the energy to go socialize with his friends in the junkyard, and he plays a harmonica and he talks to his romantic rival TJ. After the local bartender warns the group of young miners not to throw a Valentine's party, Axel then suits up with his gas mask and kills the bartender. He takes the bartender's heart, wraps it up in a box with cellophane again, and leaves it at the police station for dogs to sniff around. Then it's the Valentine's Day party. Axel is hanging out with his girlfriend Sarah. Everyone seems to be having a good time. Axel leaves everybody at the party. He seems a little drunk, but actually, he's probably stone cold sober. He puts on the miner's gas mask, and he sticks a young man's head inside a boiling pot of hot dog water. He removes that man's heart, puts it in the hot dog water, which is probably an improvement, and places the young man's body inside a refrigerator. Axel then goes back to the party, begins to drunkenly dance with Sarah, making her upset, and Axel runs out very dramatically. And for a little while, he sits on a spool and cries. Then he suits up again and kills a girl in the shower. Back at the party, people finally find the dead body inside the fridge, and Axel announced that Dave is dead. Then Axel tells everybody to get the heck out of here, so they all run away. He and his rival TJ decide that they need to go down into the mine to help Sarah and her friends escape. They even shake hands. Together they travel down into the mine and go their separate ways. And this gives Axel another chance to suit up again to cause more malicious mayhem. Axel finds two lovebirds kissing, and he uses a drill gun to kill them. Then his co-worker Hollis shows up, and he shoots Hollis with a nail gun. While Sarah and her two friends are quivering in the mine shaft, Axel then starts to knock out all of the lights. The guy with the nails in his head survives long enough so that Sally and her friends discover him. Then Axel shows up with the evil mask on. Howard trembles in fear and totally ditches the two girls. And that's when Axel ducks down another cave to give him a chance to change out of his mask and back into his innocent-looking helmet. The girls are very grateful when Axel shows up and he starts to lead them through the mine. TJ walks around the corner and surprises them, and Axel hits him in the gut with a log. But all is forgiven, and they start traveling together. Because the elevators are broken, they decide that they need to climb up a very tall ladder. They're hoping to escape this way, but instead what happens is that Howard from the top level drops down, he's hanging by the neck, and he actually becomes decapitated, much to the chagrin of the girls. So here's the thing. We've been following Axel all of this time with my little stick figure animation, and there's no way that he could have killed Howard. Well, let's come back to that. The four surviving characters climb down the ladder. Axel tells them to go on ahead. He's going to stay behind for some particular reason, and he basically fakes his death by tossing his helmet into the water. And then once again, I don't know where he's been keeping these masks, but he puts on the mask and he's ready for action. He uses the pickaxe to kill Patty, and then there's this amazing minecar fight. Ultimately, Sally takes off the mask and they learn the truth about Axel. And because Axel's been knocking on all the walls and support beams, there's a cave-in. It looks like Axel's dead, but then he cuts his arm off to escape. And he laughs like a maniac as he hides away down a mine shaft. All that's creepy fun. It's a silly little whodunit, but let's get back to Howard. Axel never has time to kill Howard. He hits Hollis with the nail gun. Howard runs off. Axel changes his clothes and comes out to see the girls. This all happens in about 60 seconds. That's not enough time to pursue Howard up a ladder and strangle him to death, and then position his body so that he can drop down and his head can pop off. So if you're a fan of cheesy classic slasher films, I'd love to know your take on this. Do you agree with me about Howard? Do you disagree? What do you think happened? Please leave a comment with your own theories. And remember, if you'd like to celebrate every awesome 80s movies, make sure you like and subscribe.